Hello, we're back. Sorry, I didn't realize that I was muted. Jody's here in the background. He's also streaming. Jody, wave. He's also streaming. We're gonna be doing a guide on how to condition your hair with coconut oil. It's beautiful, right? But we're gonna be talking about, hold on. We're gonna be talking about Regulation I. So, make sure there we go. Even out the music a little bit. I don't want it to be too loud. Hopefully this music is royalty free. It said it was royalty free on Spotify. So we're gonna hope that's the case. But yeah. Let's see, how are we doing? Make sure I have both of my chats up. The nighttime stream about to go hard, dude. Maybe I should be streaming late at night because we already have a decent amount of viewers. Is this not April Fool's? No, it's not. Maybe I should be doing late night streams, but I love going to bed at a normal time. It's a late night stream angle. We took too long on our videos today. It could be a few things. Yo, oh. Dude, thank you for the 5 gift subs, Super Soldier. Appreciate you. That's crazy. Oh wait, also I just realized that my thing isn't up. Give me a second. Give me a second. We're gonna talk about Reg I in a second. I just have to make sure I set up my thing. Because my overlay is incorrect. Just give me a moment while I fix that. But thank you so much for the 5 gift subs. Appreciate you. Alright, here, let me fix that so it displays it. But yeah, we're gonna talk Reg I. I'm gonna give my thoughts on some restricted duos. And I'm definitely gonna forget about one. You guys are gonna be like, Moxie Booster doesn't know anything about restricted duos because he forgot about Kyogre and Calyrex base form. Something like that. There's always one smart guy in the comments that's like, oh, I actually know the real sauce. And you do not. Alright, let me reset this. Goals. Reset goals, reset. Okay, save. That one's done. And then the other one. I just have to fix the other one and we're good to go. Goals, streaming tools, elements, streaming tools, overlays. Edit goals. We had 5 subscribers already, so all right. Done. All right, we're good to go. Everything's all fixed now. We can actually talk. So, let's see, 12:15 here. It is a late night stream. Yeah, I figure. It's 11:15 here. Somebody in the Discord server came up with a nasty looking Miraidon Kyogre team. What do you think of Cali Cosmog duo? We gotta ban this guy. All right. So you might hear Jody in the background, but hopefully not. I don't think you are. Regulation I is already ready to go. We can already build this. So, there are a couple of restricted duos that we could take a look at. I'm going to ask you guys to comment some restricted duos you want me to talk about in particular. And that'll make it easier for me to go through my initial thoughts on the format. Yo, thanks so much for the subscription, Super Soldier. There's now 6. Pretty poggers. Alright, let's do a box. Regulation I. Alright, let's see what you guys have to say. Groudon, Sun Mafia, Groudon and Koraidon, that could be crazy. We don't really mind though. Good. All right, let's do. I'll start off with some obvious ones. Kyogre Ice Rider. I think that they were literally just. I would do the same thing. So I guess Kyogre Calyrex-Ice is pretty interesting. It's obviously like the combination of like special restricted and physical restricted. Kyogre is the type of Pokemon that like enjoys being in either Tailwind or Trick Room, but mostly Tailwind. And Calyrex-Ice is definitely like a Tail Room sort of Pokemon. So I could actually see this being the case, where you see like sort of Calyrex, Kyogre, Tornadus. Ogrevon Cornerstone's especially really good on this, just because of like the value you get from that. As far as things that they have trouble hitting together, I could see Miraidon being a little bit annoying, but it's not the worst, actually. Like, Miraidon... I guess, like, the worst match of this would be, like, Miraidon plus Is it double bikes? I guess double bikes is like one of the worst matchups, but like Calyrex-Ice deals with it so effectively that doesn't really matter. Let me think. So probably just like Incineroar, or even like a Moongus here wouldn't be that bad. What'd the last one be? I guess it's like whatever you want. Urshifu. I could see this being a team. This team looks pretty scary. Yeah, but no, this is actually pretty cool because Calyrex-Ice is able to run Trick Room for itself, right? But also for the Kyogre, so you have like Tail Room options. You also have like Follow Me on like a sturdy Pokemon with like Ivy Cudgel. And then you just have like Incineroar Urshifu support. You can even put like double grass type like Rillaboom. That could be like pretty decent. What else can we talk about? I guess it's easier just to like do the team then. Whoops. All right, what else do we have to talk about? Dacian Crown, Koraidon, Calyrex-Zama. I actually don't like Calyrex-Zama. Here's the reason I don't like Calyrex-Ice Zamazenta. I think Calyrex-Ice Zamazenta is like interesting as a concept. Zamazenta does get coaching, but like the thing about Zamazenta is that like even though in previous restricted formats Zamazenta was sort of relegated to like a support position, that isn't necessarily the case anymore. And running Zamazenta basically just means that you throw a wide guard on him and like support the restricted through that exclusively. And I think that Calyrex-Zama is exclusively worse than Calyrex-Shadow Zama, just because Calyrex-Shadow Zama have like almost nothing that switch into both of them, especially since this thing's like hyper weak to Chi-Yu. Like Chi-Yu just sweeps through that. But like Calyrex-Shadow Zama, that's actually what I'm gonna be testing later on tonight. Because you can just do like wide guard, right? Wide guard, body press. I would even drop protect on this, to be honest, because I just want to make sure I am able to keep like heavy slam. Wide guard, body press. Because what I actually want to try tonight is like running Imprison, because the thing about like Zamazenta is that if you end up going with like a really strange set like Jolly and like whatever EVs you really need to do what you need to do, that allows for you to like combo super well with Calyrex-Shadow, because Calyrex-Shadow really relies on not getting wide guarded on. So you can use like Astral Barrage and like protect, probably Expanding Force. Yeah, Expanding Force becomes a lot more reliable on there, but you could also just do like Psychic or Psyshock. Actually Psyshock would be really good here, because you could do like Astral Barrage, protect, Psyshock. I'm not sure if I would do Calm Mind. I think I would actually prefer to go more on the offensive, so you could do like Life Orb. Sorry, Life Orb. What's your final move then? You do like Nasty Plot or like Substitute, right? And just go like super offensive. And then like your last mon's gonna be like Chien-Pao, because Chien-Pao enables like Calyrex-Shadow to hit Psyshock a lot harder. It also allows for body press stuff, but just being able to turn off every other Zamazenta crowned, so they can't wide guard, and also just preventing wide guard entirely is like super duper cool. From that point on, it's just like what, like Incineroar, or I want a Tailwind monster like Tornadus and like Urshifu maybe. Even like Indeedee. Actually, I guess you wouldn't run Indeedee if you have Chien-Pao, right? I guess it would actually be Rillaboom then. Rillaboom. And then like your last mon is like interesting. Maybe like Incineroar. But this is one of the cooler teams I definitely want to keep an eye on. Obviously like Imprison is like a weird tech, but I think it's like really cool for like this sort of duo. Jenna's doing their April Fool's UI again. Is it do we already have the April Fool's UI? It might update in the middle of the stream, to be honest, but you can also just turn it off. All right. Yeah, PAL Strength and Psyshock, since Psyshock hits you on your physical defense. All right. Who else do we want to talk about? Terapagos, Calyrex-Shadow. I'm not going to lie, I think Terapagos is one of the few restricteds that gets worse in Duel. So Terapagos is an interesting restricted because it's sort of like, it's sort of farms teams that don't have fighting types. Like that's like, or it like forces the opposing team to like make the most of their fighting type and try to keep it like healthy to be in like a position to beat you. Because like that's the only thing that really chunks Terapagos like that are fighting types. And that's like your Iron Hands, that's your Urshifu. But like the amount of teams that are going to be able to like run a Zamazenta or an Urshifu a lot more easily just is so much. Like it's so much more difficult to get value out of Terapagos now because of that. But if I had to choose a Pokemon to run it with, It has to be a Pokemon that doesn't care about terrain or anything. So like the restricted that I would probably pair it with is maybe Lunala. Maybe Lunala. You don't want to pair it with Miraidon. You don't want to pair it with Koraidon. Zamazenta is like pretty good. Zacian's even pretty good. I actually would make an argument for like Terapagos Zacian. Because you can do like Regidrago. And like Tailwind Mons, probably like Whimsicott. Yeah, because like Terapagos allows you to turn off like Psychic Terrain, so Whimsicott's able to do like Encore locks and stuff.
We're gonna go on the chat. Right now, let's say if I don't draw my next
stuff like that, right?
I do not draw.
That's like not terrible. It's not the worst thing to do. Undead 25, thanks so much for the sub. Having major success with Koraidon and Lunala. I think Lunala, if there's a Pokemon we need to talk about tonight, it is Lunala. Like the amount of Pokemon that Lunala pairs with is absurd. Right? So like Lunala is kind of like old Zamazenta. So like Lunala sort of took the place of Zamazenta and single restricted this generation, because Zamazenta just could not carry itself in generation 8 single restricted. But it can because it has body press now. Lunala, it was like in a similar spot because it really can't carry itself, and it was able to sort of make up for it at the end of the format where Koraidon was like super strong. But the thing is that Lunala hates dealing with dark types like Incineroar. It hates dealing with Pokemon that just hit it for super effective damage. Obviously the ghost types it's able to like deal fairly well with, but Koraidon is such a good combo for it because Koraidon's like that hyper offensive like partner for it, where Lunala has like a number of sets it can do. It can run like in Tailwind, it can run like Trick Room, but I think that like if I were to run like Lunala Koraidon, it'd probably be like, I would definitely do Meteor Beam. I definitely think that like Power of Meteor Beam is like one of the best options here. I would probably drop Protect. I'd probably have like Wide Guard, and I think I would do like Expanding Force and like Moongeist Beam. Well, I guess that would be for like non-power herb sets. I guess you need to keep Wide Guard, so maybe you drop Expanding Force and you just go with Meteor Beam, because I'm like completely forgetting that you need that. I guess if you don't want Trick Room, you can do Expanding Force. You could like relegate Trick Room to a different Pokemon, but like you could pair it with like Indeedee if you really wanted to, and then do like the Expanding Force stuff. Indeedee female's not bad with this, but yeah, I think this is interesting. I would actually argue that like Koraidon might not even be the best option for this. I don't think Zamazenta is like the best partner either, just because Zamazenta, maybe it is a good partner. I mean, like they both have Wide Guard. You can play like some Wide Guard mind games like that. It also frees up Wide Guard on Lunala, where you can actually afford just to drop Wide Guard for Expanding Force, and then you can do like Indeedee stuff. And since Zamazenta isn't like the fastest restricted, compared to like, you know, Calyrex-Shadow and like some certain like Tailwind restricteds, like it can sort of function in both. It is like pretty fast, right? It's like 128, but like it doesn't invest into that speed at all, or at least not a significant amount. This is pretty cool. Other things that Lunala obviously pairs well with, Groudon has been historically very good for it. Lunala Groudon's good because Lunala really appreciates Groudon stopping like Incineroar and other Pokemon that give it issues, like Ogerpon Hearthflame. Like if Ogerpon Hearthflame Terras, like it can just deal absurd amount of damage to Lunala. And I guess in Sun, it sort of makes it worse because you can like Mold Breaker through Shadow Shield and maybe one shot with a crit in Sun. So Groudon is able to like threaten that out if you like Terrafire and stuff. But Groudon's just historically quite good for that because like, I don't know, it's just been like very solid like these do. I can even see maybe people opting into like more hyper offensive options like Chi-Yu here. Chi-Yu could be pretty interesting. Maybe drop that. Actually, let me build like a hypothetical one of these teams. I think that like Ogerpon Hearthflame is objectively very good here. Indeedee is also quite good, so like Indeedee female. You'd probably have to drop Wide Guard on this. You do lose that. Incineroar isn't bad, and I think your last mon would probably need to be probably like Flutter Mane. But like then you're like doubling down on your ghost types, which maybe isn't the best in this format since Calyrex-Shadow is going to be everywhere. But that could be interesting. Chi-Yu isn't bad either, but then you have like Triple Fire. I don't know. What do we think? Double Horse? You actually can't do Double Horse. Well, you can't do the Double Horse that you want. So if you don't know, you can't run Calyrex-Ice and Calyrex-Shadow. The reason is they're both Calyrex. For the same reason you can't run Necrozma Dustmane and Necrozma Dawnwings, right? Because they're both Necrozma. If you want to run Double Horse, you can do... I would argue the best Double Horse is probably going to be... Not Necrozma. Palkia You need Palkia Origin, right? And then right Calyrex-Ice. Right, Palkia Origin would probably be worse than base Palkia though for this sort of setup because base Palkia is slower and better in Trick Room. But Palkia Origin does get a little bit better just because it's able to be ran next to a good restricted and not like a, you know, not on its own. I don't know, I guess we could explore Palkia a little bit. I do think that base Palkia is just objectively stronger in this format though, because like base Palkia, it doesn't lose its special attack, right? All it does is it moves that speed into its attack stat, right? So like if you want to do like Trick Room stuff, like base Palkia is just better. It also frees up the item so you can like Life Orbit or whatever. Trick Room's quite good. You have like Trick Room, Spatial Rend. Does it get Dragon Cheer? It doesn't get Dragon Cheer. Spatial Rend's still really good though. If you're really crazy, you could actually do the crit item. You could do like Razor Claw, right? And like crit Spatial Rends and stuff, but that's probably not like the best actually. I would actually argue that Terra Dark is a decent Terra for Palkia because it allows you to prevent Trick Room and also allows you to sit down on like Calyrex-Shadow and go for the Trick Room. Also making it like a really good partner for like Calyrex-Ice, like I said. But there are other Pokemon that could fit pretty well with Palkia. Kyogre is a halfway decent one. I mean, like, you definitely love having Palkia next to it, but you're gonna have to be landing your Hydro Pumps, which isn't good. Protect's also really good, but Palkia also gets like pretty decent coverage. Flamethrower. Flamethrower isn't bad. You could do like Terra Fire. I've seen Terra Fire, but yeah. Telepathy's also really good. I guess if you're running Palkia on like Trick Room, this would mean that you want like an Ursaluna with like Earthquake and stuff. And if you're doing that, then of course you need the Indeedee to overwrite like grassy terrain and stuff. So that could be interesting. Palkia is definitely going to be something that you have to cook with for a little bit to get value out of though. Sea Dragon, thanks for the subscription. Appreciate you. You also worry a lot about Mirai with those two. Yeah, I guess Mirai is like a really big issue, which is why you would need like Ursaluna. That being said, you could also try like Palkia Groudon. And Palkia doesn't need to run a water move. Like it's perfectly fine doing like Trick Room, Flamethrower, Spatial Rend. But then you probably want to be like Terra Fire on the Groudon. I guess you could also do Terra Fire on Palkia. If you do Terra Fire on Palkia though, you do need to choose probably a different Terra on your Groudon, maybe like Grass or something to make it more reliable. And then like you don't really get to run Ursaluna because there's not really a point in running Ursaluna. I think that like Palkia is probably best ran with Calyrex-Ice, to be honest. And then you can fit the Ursaluna on there and you're like Indeedee and stuff. Yeah, I guess like Palkia would be like a hard Trick Room type Pokemon. But at that point, if you're running Palkia, when do you just switch over to like Necrozma Dawn Wings or like, you know, Lunala? At what point do you do that? It's interesting. What else do we have here? Regulation Eye. Any other restricted duos you guys are wanting me to talk about? Kyurem-White? What would Kyurem-White be ran next to? Kyurem-White's definitely a Pokemon that gets a little bit better, but the thing about Kyurem-White is Kyurem-White was only really usable on snow teams. So it would have to be a restricted that doesn't mine the snow and wouldn't overwrite the snow. So this like rules out, like for the most part, Kyogre, Groudon, Terapagos. So it needs to not only fit well with Kyurem, it has to fit well with Kyurem as a roommate, dude. So I guess restricteds that would go well with that. You definitely don't want to keep the Farrier weakness. You don't want to keep the Farrier weakness. I guess like Zacian Crown isn't bad. Zacian Crown isn't like terrible. Zamazenta is also not bad. I think Zamazenta is probably the correct answer. Zamazenta is probably the correct answer. Yo, the Beam, thank you so much for the 17 months of members. What about Koraidon partners? Almost a year and a half as a member. Yeah, dude, I really appreciate you. You're one of the first members we had. It was before even like set up like rewards. We'll talk about Koraidon a little bit more in a little bit, but we're in the middle of Kyurem. So I guess like, yeah, I guess like my first pick for a Kyurem partner would probably be Zamazenta followed by Zacian. It appreciates the steel types to switch in on like fairy moves. I don't think you want Necrozma Dustman, obviously. Lunala is a pretty decent pick. But yeah, like Pokemon that are just out of the question are going to be like other dragon types since they just don't fit well. You could do Cali-Ice obviously, but like then you're like triple ice and that could be kind of Triple ice is like really, really risky. Because then you have to like burn your Terra to make sure you don't like immediately lose to Chi-Yu or whatever. I guess like this is why you would run like Terra Fire on your Calyrex, but like Kyurem-White's always Terra Ice. Like, that's where it gets, like, all of its value from, is being Terra Ice, because you're able to run, like, Choice Specs or Life Orb Blizzard, which does stupid amounts of damage, right? This is definitely gonna be, like, another Ogerpon Cornerstone team, and I think that, like, you're gonna want to have, like, Tornadus here as well, because you need to manually reset your Snow, and maybe just, like, Incineroar. I guess you need a fighting type, so it's probably just gonna be Urshifu, to be honest. It's weird. This is a weird restricted to talk about, and it's hard to find the right answer. As far as Koraidon goes, Koraidon definitely gets a little bit better. I mean, like, Koraidon and Groudon's obviously a pretty solid duo. They're both physical attackers, which is kind of, like, rough. But with the recent influx of Koraidon running Life Orb, it makes it easier to use next to, like, Clear Amulet Groudon. And also, like, just having, like, Sun Up all the time is super cool. You get to do, like, just Sun Spam, Flutter Mane. You get to do, like, Chi-Yu here. You get to do... Not Chien-Pao. I guess Chien-Pao isn't a bad option, I think. You get to do, like, your Chi-Yu. You get to do your Raging Bolt, your Raging Bingus. And then probably just, like, Rillaboom. And that's, like, a really solid, like, team. Like, that's just straight up Sun Hyper offense. I guess you could also try to drop Rillaboom for something like Venusaur if you really want to get crazy with it. But, yeah, this is definitely just... Sun teams go kind of crazy. I know that, like, MJ, my old channel artist, and my friend, he's probably going to be running this. It just seems like a very MJ core team. Koraidon Ho-Oh? Ooh, you're getting freaky on me. All right, Koraidon Ho-Oh. What do I feel like about this? How do I feel about Koraidon Ho-Oh? It's certainly a duo. I mean, like, Koraidon hates Flutter Mane. Ho-Oh loves Flutter Mane. You get, like, a good Tailwind Pokemon, and, like, Ho-Oh didn't like having to run Tailwind because, like, you prefer to have, like, more offensive moves on your restricted, and Ho-Oh felt, like, very passive because of that. I guess you would do, like, Life Orb or Clear Amulet on this guy. I guess you would do Life Orb there and Clear Amulet here. That's probably what makes the most sense, since Koraidon just gets so much damage immediately. The only thing is Koraidon outspeeds your Ho-Oh, so it's not like you do, like, Support Sunny Day, but you get to do, like, Tailwind, you get to do Sacred Fire. You get to do Brave Bird and, like, Protect. Does that really help Koraidon, though? You're still extremely weak to faster Miraidon, and this only makes it worse. It helps you with Fairy Pokemon. And I guess Koraidon covers well for, like, the Kyogre matchup. You basically need Rillaboom to make sure you don't lose to, like, Miraidon. But I think that you would prefer Groudon. Like, genuinely, like, if you had to pick one of these, it would just be Groudon to make sure you have, like, a better Miraidon matchup. I don't know. Ho-Oh is not in my top restricteds at all. Also, I hope, like, my voice comes through a little bit more clearly. I just want to make sure. All right. Let me see. What else do we have? Miraidon and Kyurem-Black. Ooh. Double Electric Dragon. I think the only Electric Dragons in the game other than, like, Raging Bolt. Here, let's just include Raging Bolt. Let's just include Raging Bolt so he doesn't feel left out. Are there any more I'm forgetting?
The early one because you used to be able to...
No, that's all of them. Technically, you could do this. You shouldn't. Why do I think you shouldn't run Miraidon Kyurem? It's for very obvious reasons, Loki. Why would you want Miraidon Kyurem? You lose to Flutter Mane. You literally just lose to Flutter Mane. Like, it's a pointless duo. Yeah, like, unironically, like, yeah, you can be, like, hard carried by the Miraidon on your team, but I'm not even joking. If I had to choose between getting to run a second restricted in this game, like, let's say I got to play a tournament in Regulation G, and they told me, hey, you can run a second restricted, but you can't run Iron Hands. I would say take away that Kyurem-Black. Kyurem-Black is stupid and pointless, and it's a bad Pokemon. You just run Iron Hands. Like, Iron Hands just does everything Kyurem-Black does, but better. Literally just better. And it might be like you can't, like, compare them, but, like, if you have to run, like, a physical electric type, I'm always picking Iron Hands and not Kyurem-Black. It's awful. I think that, like, if you needed to run Kyurem-Black, if, like, someone literally said, like, hey, and they, like, held a gun to your head and said, do the Macarena, I would, like, who would you run with Kyurem? This mon sucks. Zacian, maybe? Zamazenta? You know, I guess the correct answer is just Zamazenta every single time. For every bad restricted, every restricted you think is complete doo-doo caca, just put Zamazenta next to it and you'll probably get a lot more further in the format than you think you would. Like, Eternatus, Zamazenta.
Let me think about
Giratina, Zamazenta. Mewtwo, Zamazenta.
it's not next time.
Necrozma, Zamazenta. Yeah, like this mon just carries bad restricteds. Kyurem-Black isn't electric. You know, it'd be a lot better if it was. I know it's like ice type, but like unironically, like why are you using like Kyurem-Black? Like I know it's not electric, but like that it might as well be. It might as well be. All right. How about a Miraidon Zam? Miraidon Zam's like very, I don't even think I want to talk about it because it's like so objectively strong. Like Miraidon Zamazenta, you're able to block like Precipice Blades, you can block like Sancier Storm with your wide guard. Obviously they do have that like shared ground weakness, but you can cover for that by like throwing on like Urshifu Rapid Strike and other Pokemon. It's just, it doesn't seem like it's something I really want to like get super into. Yeah, Zama's like going to be the workhorse. Like I think I'm going to run Zamazenta all the time. Why not go Zekrom for a bad electric resisted?
Wait,
oh yeah, sorry, I was thinking of like Zekrom earlier. All right, so if you have to run Zekrom, it has the exact same issues as Kyurem. I'm not even gonna lie. It has like the exact same issues as Kyurem-Black. Like Kyurem-Black has 170 attack, Zekrom is like 150. It doesn't get like electric stab, and like Kyurem-Black does, but like what are you using that for? Bolt Strike? You're using it for Bolt Strike? Let me show you guys something really cool, right? Fusion Bolt. Zekrom's like most reliable move is 100 base power, right? And you have like an Iron Hand. What am I typing in Iron Hands?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm dumping all my potions.
Damage calc.
I'm actually dumping everything.
I'm gonna show you this real quick. Zekrom. 252 attack, Zekrom. Bolt Strike in Electric Terrain.
You guys just don't understand the
Let's put it versus like a Slacking, right? Bolt Strike is doing 78 to 92. And this takes up a restricted slot, right? Keep that in mind. And then you have Iron Hands. Terra Water Assault Vest, why not?
Literally, I made my opponent I used Throw No Jutsu.
Let's do like 252 attack like I did with the other one. Adamant Nature. Wild Charge in Electric Terrain is doing 68 to 78. Like, why would you... You're getting very similar damage along with like utility moves. And you don't have to run a Zekrom, right? Because Zekrom, this is 68 to 78, or this is 66 to 78, and Zekrom is 78 to 92. I get that like Zekrom could one-shot it if you like get like a Life Orb on it, but like you're gonna die to Fluttermane. This thing gets to run like an Assault Vest. Iron Hands gets an Assault Vest, and like yeah, Zekrom could run an Assault Vest, but it doesn't take a restricted slot and it gets Fake Out. You have to like think of the value. Yeah, it's a lot of damage, but think of the value. Think of the value. Anyways.
I was correct at dumping my hand.
Is Regai back to dual restricted? I wouldn't say back to dual restricted because we've never played that in Scarlet and Violet, but yeah, it is dual restricted, as the title said.
Also, I hope your stream was good.
How about Groudon and Kyogre? Is this an April Fool's stream? No, it's 11:41 here. We're just talking about Regulation I. All right. So, what am I looking for? Groudon and Kyogre actually isn't historically like the worst. Groudon and Kyogre is solid because you always get like weather control. And I guess like Kyogre hates the Miraidon matchup, but Groudon loves it. And like Groudon hates like the Calyrex-Ice matchup, but Kyogre loves it. There's like weird synergy here. It takes a very particular type of player to make it work. The most successful Groudon Kyogre team from the last dual restricted format was, funny enough, it ran Golisopod. It was really weird. I'm not sure how to feel about it. I think if you had to run this, Tornadus is basically a must. But like it isn't so much that Groudon and Kyogre have anti-synergy, because like they've done fine before, right? They've done fine before. You just have to make sure they have Rain Up more often than you have like Sun Up. But the issue is that like the Pokemon that work well with Groudon have anti-synergy with Kyogre because they want to have their booster energy. Your Fluttermane wants booster energy, right? I guess you could run like Rillaboom, right? I guess you could run like Rillaboom. And then like Urshifu Rapid Strike. But then Urshifu Rapid Strike has anti-synergy with Groudon. It's like the Pokemon supporting them have worse synergy than like these two. It's interesting. So I don't think I would recommend it for this format, but it's like fine to test and check out.
I always see that you're makes me so happy.
All right, let me see. Eternatus Lugia Stall. Can someone ban that person? Hold on, mess with this.
Okay. So,
All right,
the
that
reason I
no.
didn't wanna play,
I'm just gonna do that. All right. Kyurem-White Zama. I already talked about that. Special attacking Groudon with Koraidon. What, like Terra Fire Eruption? I don't think that's like a good idea either. Dual bikes. Dual bikes. That's actually an interesting one to talk about. Miraidon Koraidon. I guess Miraidon Koraidon is really good because you're able to run Raging Bolt. I guess this is less so dual bikes as much as it is Dragon Spam. Because you would always be like Terra Electric Raging Bolt with a Life Orb and then just go for maximum damage with your Thunderbolts and Thunderclaps. The thing is that like Koraidon really loves having... It really loves having like Rillaboom next to it just because it's like really solid at like covering for Kyogre or whatever. Not that it's weak to Kyogre, but it hates having to play that matchup sometimes because you just have to make sure you keep your sun up. But I would say that like they both love having Ogerpon Cornerstone, or not Ogerpon Cornerstone, Ogerpon Hearthflame. So that's not terrible. They don't mind having Flutter Mane. But I guess you would want... I don't know. The thing with like Miraidon is like it loves having the Trick Room option with like, you know, Farigiraf and freaking Iron Hands. But not having that work out so well because then you have like a super big ground weakness because of Raging Bolt's kind of awkward. I think Whimsicott's still good here. Whimsicott's still good. And I think that like if you're gonna run these two... What's your last mon? I guess Flutter Mane isn't the worst. You get like a fairy type beyond like the Whimsicott. But you could also do Chi-Yu. Chi-Yu has great synergy with both of them. I think it'd be Chi-Yu, right? Yeah, Chi-Yu's like absurd next to both these because you always like love having Chi-Yu next to you. That could be it. That could be interesting. But yeah.
I'm Marsing them next time.
Yeah, it'd be called Biker Gang. Rising Voltage? Oh, Rising Voltage. Yeah, I guess you could do that. Just got the top 50 on the Reg I ladder. Hey, nice. What does the Reg I ladder even look like right now? How many players are even on it? Reg I, best of 1, 1430. Top 50 would be like 1205. Okay. 1200s. Wonder how high we can get tonight. What about best of 3? Best of 3 is definitely gonna be lower, right? Oh wait, that's Battle Spot singles. Ladder. Reg I best of 3. 1280 is like number 1. Oh my god. Top 50 and this is stupidly low. 1149. Yeah, the ladder just started today, so that makes sense. Are there any other dual restricteds I could think of? What's your opinion on Zacian Kyogre teams? They're probably gonna be pretty decent. Zacian appreciates having Kyogre next to it because it doesn't have to worry about like Chi-Yu anymore. Kyogre also really appreciates a lot of Zacian partners like Whimsicott, like Tornadus, like Regidrago. I think that's actually not a bad duo. I would actually say that it's like a pretty solid one to lock into for the beginning of the format, right? Zacian, Kyogre. I guess I would go Tornadus on this instead of Whimsicott. And then Regidrago's like really solid there. Rillaboom's also quite good. And then like last mon, you could do like Incineroar if you really wanted to, or some other Pokemon. I would even go for like Ogerpon Hearthflame. It's not terrible. Ogerpon Wellspring's actually super good. This seems pretty good. Yeah, you could even drop the Ogerpon for Urshifu. Yeah, I would actually say if someone wants to take this team and run it and just build it exactly how you think it's supposed to be built, you would get pretty far on the ladder right now. But yeah. Kyogre Zama might cook. Yeah, I mean, Kyogre Zama is going to be like pretty decent too. But at some point, y'all see the Showdown sprites? I don't think it's updated for me yet. If I refresh it, it'll update. So before I do that, I do want to say we're probably done talking about my initial thoughts on the ladder. I do want to try to get some games and build like a team to actually use. So, you know, if you guys are watching this on YouTube after the fact, leave a like, subscribe, and let's build a team. Okay. I have an editor now, by the way, who manages the second channel, and she just cuts up the live streams and like gives me thumbnails and stuff. It's really useful because it's like I can just focus on the main channel. All right, so let's build a team.
I don't even think so. Like, I'm kind of lying to you guys.
All right, Zamazenta. I'm gonna build this. Zamazenta, Calyrex-Shadow. All right. Definitely a Rillaboom angle. I think I want Zacian, or not Zacian. I think I want Shenpao as well. And like Tornadus. And do I want Chi-Yu? I think I want Ogerpon.
So clearly, what we're gonna
Go with this, right? You're now damage calculator. Let's go ahead and put the Zamazenta in there. How fast do I want it to be? This is max speed. We're going to steal this. We're going to go 92, 156, 4, 252. 92. 91. 92. 4, 156. 156 impish. Impish. Let's go with this and that. Terra Grass is pretty good here. I'm gonna go with Body Press. No, I want Wide Guard. Wide Guard. Heavy Slam. Protect. I guess maybe Behemoth Bash is a little better right now than Heavy Slam. Because there's 2 restricteds now. So yeah, I think I go Behemoth Bash, actually. Behemoth Bash. Excuse me. Alright, definitely Sash in the Chien-Pao, Terra Ghost. This should be pretty straightforward. Ice Spinner. Sucker Punch, Protect. What do I want? Probably Throat Chop. There's gonna be a lot more Cali Shadows and stuff. Jolly.
If you played Space Time Smackdown, play through the Mag Ride meta. And we can all agree.
Yeah, I'll go Jolly. Rillaboom's definitely my Assault Vest Mon. Definitely gonna be my Assault Vest Mon. We're gonna go Fake Out, U-Turn, Wood Hammer, Grassy Glide. We're just gonna do like a sort of a placeholder moveset. 196.
So I think that there's like levels.
112 is pretty good. Do that and that. Chien-Pao. For Calyrex-Shadow, do I want to go Life Orb? Kind of want to go Life Orb. I really like the idea of that. Timid Life Orb. Sash is also not bad, but I would have to like move that off the Chien-Pao. So I think I'm gonna... I think I'll go Life Orb. Terra Normal. Do I want to go... No, we'll go Terra Ghost. I'm gonna go crazy with it. Yeah, I want as much damage as possible. Astral Barrage, Protect, Psyshock is what I said I was gonna run, right? Psyshock. And Nasty Plot isn't bad. Could also do Sub. Kind of think I want to do Sub. Sub isn't bad. Alright, let's go Terra Fire. Or actually, Terra Water is pretty good. I'm gonna steal the bulky Ogerpon that everything else was running for a while. You go with that. Actually, I like the other Ogerpon. Where's mine? So this is the one that I use. Alright, let me see. And Tornadus. I definitely have like a bulky Tornadus sitting around somewhere like a Covert Cloak. Rocky Helmet might not even be a bad option though. Let's go with this. And I think it could be worth looking into putting an Urshifu on this team. Somewhere. I think I would drop Rillaboom, but I think I really like Rillaboom. No, I think I'm fine with this. I don't have any water. And I definitely like the redirection for the Calyrex.
I'm kind of scared, chat.
Alright, let's hop on ladder with this. Oh wait.
Never mind.
It's supposed to be in prison. Alright.
Because we get to do this, and now we get to...
Actually, what if I do go substitute? What if I do go substitute?
So what did I just do?
And I guess I don't want Ice Spinner. I want Icicle Crash.
Grab the potion, and now I'm safe. This Magnezone.
See Regulation Eye Ladder. Alright, let's see what we can do. Kid named Muck, yeah. Guys, if you're watching on YouTube and you enjoy the stream, make sure you leave a like. Appreciate it.
Oh, they're gonna do it. See?
They do have a couple of things that can be kind of annoying here. I think I'm going to lead off Chien-Pao here.
Yeah. I told you that we were gonna...
Chien-Pao Tornadus isn't bad. Do I want Rain Dance on this? I guess I want Taunt. Oh wait, do I have Taunt on my Ogerpon? That's actually better. We're going to drop Woodhammer for Taunt. Unless we keep Rain Dance for like Sun teams and stuff. Oh, what if I did like Leer? I actually really like Leer on Tornadoes. It's like a guilty pleasure move. All right. Oh, I'm the wrong ability on my freaking. Okay. Well, we're gonna forfeit because we don't lose any points from that. But I was in the wrong. I had the wrong ability. Okay, this is actually huge. Also, I might go Terra Fairy the more I think about it. All right, let me see. So let's go with Zama leads really good here. Zama Pow is pretty good. I guess I also like Tornadoes. I haven't played a lot of Zama. It's definitely a Pokemon I need to learn how to play, but I know that this is going to be a good duo. Let's go Zama Cali.
If they don't have Cyrus, we win. Sometimes they don't have Cyrus.
And these two.
That is the lesson I'm trying to.
Maybe I do want to be Sash on my Zamazenta, or on my Calyrex-Shadow. Could also try like bulky leftovers with Nasty Plot, but Behemoth Bash is absurdly good right now.
Sack the featured Giratina to bring.
I could Behemoth Bash and go into Torn, and that's not super bad. I'm gonna do that. I don't think I want to protect here. I guess I could protect and then go Torn next turn.
I think this is pretty fun, though. Sometimes.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
You know what?
Good call from them. Terra Ghost. I would get owned by this.
You know what I realized? I don't know why I was not playing this deck. I think it was because I was trying to. Like, I'm really good with Giratina.
You do a double switch. They should Shadow Ball right slot. Yeah. Oh yeah, I get Tailwind here.
I mean, that's interesting. I think you would do good if you played.
I also get Throat Chop. I think my play is just gonna be Tailwind. Tailwind Throat Chop. That catches most things.
How's the rank grind?
Definitely want to get rid of you. You're annoying. Tornadoes. That's not bad. Sucker would be very annoying here. I actually think because of that, I'm gonna go for Bleak Wind and Sucker on their Sucker, because mine should go first if I win the speed tie. Nice. They should Sucker as well. They did not. The Ice Spinner, very smart. I'm simply gonna outplay them here. I just want to let you know. I want to let you know I'm just gonna outplay them. They would never expect me to attack here. Nice. And you know what? They would never expect me to attack a second time. They would never expect me to attack a second time. They could wide guard. I can't imprison the wide guard from this position. Actually, I think I just lose because they can just attack me. Yeah, I definitely just lose. I'm going to attack anyways and see if I get lucky. See if I get lucky. Nah, I don't. Alright, GG's. Try that again. Is that Jody in the back? He's literally right there. Yeah. He's literally standing right there. He's playing TCG Pocket right now because he doesn't care about Regai. Alright.
I need them to not have leaf. They don't have leaf. This is I
guess they could just Tailwind here.
Yeah, you climb at 41%.
Ogerpon's pretty good. I guess it just matched their Tailwind, to be honest. I can go all in with Calyrex-Shadow. Torn, try to endgame with like Zamazenta, and we'll go Rillaboom. Go Rillaboom. Why is the room so much lighter on Jody's stream than on yours?
A little bit, but like
The direction of the lights and where his camera's facing.
So remember Sun Tzu's teaching. Sometimes you have to play a little bit later.
Does this thing get Trick Room?
See? Because the first to strike.
Does Iron Valiant get Trick Room? Because I feel like they would totally click that.
First. And the Dawn combo. Woohoo!
Iron Valiant. Trick Room. It does get that.
First one's a forfeit. First one. Let's pretend that didn't. Let's pretend that didn't happen.
I'm gonna protect him Bleak Wind. I can also Rain Dance, but I think it's better just to Bleak Wind.
I missed the first lesson. But yeah, basically, here's also my thought. A lot of you guys see like, and you know what, chat? I agree with you. In fact,
nice. Missed that, which is pretty bad to be honest. I can Terra Ghost here and Astro Barrage, and I think I sack the Rillaboom and get like my Tornadus back into Tailwind later.
There's no other reason why.
Because they're Choice Scarf.
Also, the rewards aren't. There's no real.
Actually, they might not be Choice Scarf.
But like, I think that, and it's also a month.
Definitely need a Terra Ghost to get this KO though.
Like, there's a lot of.
Alright, cool. We survive. No burn. Should get a pretty good amount of damage off here. Yep, just straight up take the double KO.
Play 5 games.
Haha, now I can make the play. Now I can make the God play. Check this out. Oh wait, I can't make the God play. I'm an idiot. Actually, no, I'm fine just a Psyshock body press, right?
But here's the thing.
I guess I protect and go Torn. Actually, no, what I do is I sack my Zamazenta. I have to sack my Zamazenta to get this. We'll Behemoth Bash. Because Behemoth Bash, I think, should one-shot Iron Valiant. It doesn't have great defense. If we manage to get this off, we should just win. Wide guard, nice. Nice, good game. Astro Barrage, wide guard. Oh wait, they're Life Orb? Okay, yeah, just Astro Barrage. Body press.
Come on.
Nice. You know, I definitely think I can make this team a little more efficient. I'm not sure like what I need on here to make it a little scarier. I think it might actually be an Urshifu. It might actually be an Urshifu, and I think it might be worth it to look into dropping either Rillaboom or Ogerpon, but I think I get more value out of Rillaboom. Could even be a Chenpao angle. I don't think I get a lot of value out of Chenpao, to be honest. And that opens up the Focus Sash. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to move the Focus Sash over to you, because it's just a lot easier to play Calyrex-Shadow with a Focus Sash since I suck at the game. And Urshifu isn't bad. I can even look into switching out my Ogerpon for a different Pokemon.
It's okay.
Urshifu, Rapid Strike.
It's like
I think I want to Scarf it.
weird energy.
Yeah, go Adamant Scarf. Terra Water.
I think Dialga.
Surging Strikes, U-Turn. Actually, I might even go Stellar. Stellar's pretty good. Close Combat. And Aqua Jet's not bad. I just get a lot of value out of that.
Okay, let's see how they reattach.
Rainet's still pretty good. Especially since on Zamba. Makes it hard to run Ogerpon, but it should be fine. Alright, let's do that. I'm gonna do the goat play. And I'm gonna imprison wide guard.
I was saying something really profound.
I should have gotten substitute low key.
I uploaded to you. So my
Also, they just left. Hopefully they come back. I don't think they're gonna come back. I'm gonna bring Rillaboom. We're gonna wait like 30 seconds just to see like if they even might come back. Where's the other guy? Where's their other guy? Oh yeah, you're right. They only have one restricted. They don't know. I always find this so funny. People like hop on like the current ladder. It's clearly different from the previous one, and they're at like the. Maybe they're just so used to being at the bottom that they don't notice. But like your ladder clearly is lower than before. Like, why aren't you running a second restricted? It's weird. All right, 15 seconds. I can wait that long. I definitely think Urshifu's a better choice on this team. I might look into switching out Ogerpon for like Cornerstone or something. Because like Ogerpon Cornerstone could be really good on this. Yeah, Ursaluna is the second restricted. Did they steal my tech? Do they know? Do knowers know? Are they a knower? They might be a knower. What if I put Imprison on the Calyrex-Shadow too over Nasty Plot? That could be kind of messed up. Just to instantly win the lead. I like Nasty Plot though. I think I'd definitely go with let's do this. It's not terrible. One of these has to be Focus Sash. And I think regardless, I win the interaction. Where's your sash? There it is.
You know what?
Found the sash.
I'm a BMer, and so because they did it,
Just D-Knight.
I was going to Sabrina.
I mean, I'd definitely just go for it again, right? Yeah, they don't really have anything for this, right?
What is like?
Because they can protect, but
Does the Pokemon?
oh, they have Aqua Jet. Good for them.
Like, this is
Anyways,
just want to know. Like, what is Pokemon?
Urshifu safe here. Another Bleak Wind Storm. I could also. I mean, Bleak Wind Storm did how much? 55% with a critical hit. Single target, maybe it does enough. I'm gonna U-turn on Cali.
I want to keep track.
There's Volk. Hopefully I don't get burned. I got burned.
Okay, I
Surging Strikes might still KO. I'm just gonna go ahead and Behemoth Bash right slot. That's really annoying that I got burned immediately.
Notice how they didn't make that out.
Because if I Surging Strikes, I would have just won. But I thought they might have Zamazenta in the back. Oh my god, that does nothing. Might be fine. As long as they can't KO both of my monsters. Oh, there's Scale Shot. You're joking. Okay, I might still be fine. Because they missed the overheat, and I'm so good at the game.
I think it's funny because
Maybe they get overconfident and they don't E-speed. That sucks I got burned on the first try. I would have been fine.
Oh, this is a perfect. So here's this thing.
How much did that do? Scale shot. 3, 6, 9, 12. I win if they don't get all of them, I think. They need all of them. They need all of them, unless they have, like, low kick. 1. Oh, they crit me! You're kidding me! Okay, they crit. Yeah, Aqua Jet's absurd. Like, I don't know why they'd be running that. But they literally crit me on the last one. Like, all I had to do was not get crit there. What do they have for wide? Like, don't I literally just Terra in Wide Guard and they have nothing? Scarf Urshifu is really good here. Yeah, I literally just Wide Guard here.
I was stressed for a second. I was low-key stressed for a moment. It's okay because...
I suppose that could be a little bit of an issue. But I still just Terra Grass.
How do you want to go?
Terra Grass, Tailwind, Body Press. I didn't even bother with the Wide Guard. They might even fake out the Tornadoes here or something dumb.
That's too many questions. That's all I'm saying.
Air Water. They just faint.
At this point, we're set up.
Get him out of here.
I call this. This is the
game.
Circle.
All right.
I don't know why I call it.
That was so funny. Gotta go to bed now. Enjoy the ladder. Have a good stream. You too. Or you too. Have a good night. I'm stupid. All right. Terapagos Rayquaza. Bro hates weather. Bro hates weather. Bro also hates my whole team.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of a...
Bro hates weather.
Are you going to...
I'm gonna lead off with these two. Let's go with, do I even want to bring Calyrex?
So the Art of War for this...
I think I do.
You two one-shots everything. It's over. I've now side drive. I've won.
Get a free taunt, and he kind of has to try to go to for Tailwind here. Why does he have Pelipper on this team? Like, let's be... Why do you have Pelipper? Okay, well... Interesting. Yeah, that's certainly a play. That's certainly a play. Okay, that's certainly a play that was just made. Wow. Hey, Pagos. I'm gonna plot.
I love this song.
Plot Wide Guard isn't bad. Actually, low-key, if I plot and go for Body Press here, I could win. I just have to, like, not die to Pelipper immediately.
This is actually Chad.
Actually, what am I doing? Astro Barrage from this range, if they're Life Orb Pelipper, I think would just KO. I'm just gonna break their Terra Shell.
I think this today is like it's doing like a week.
Oh, it didn't KO. I could have Terra'd.
Oh, I know why I stopped playing. I feel like
I might be a moron. I'm gonna forfeit that. That's really annoying.
Are you not? Actually, Italian. I get that a lot.
It is a very strange team. Let me see. Yeah, like Pelipper's a really weird choice on that team. Turning off Wide Guard here is going to be pretty essential. I'm leaning more and more towards going Ogerpon Cornerstone on this team. It just feels really good in this format. I think I want to taunt to prevent the Trick Room. I can also just lead off with this.
Did you guys know about the Art of War?
Do that.
We're gonna Pokeball for that. All my opponents. I ever get a full art red out.
Actually, do you guys think I could lead off like Ogerpon Urshifu? And do you think like Terra Stellar close combat with KO and DD? Let me see. No, it doesn't KO. All right. Let's just do what I was doing. Let's just play like a bot and see how that works out. Rain Dance isn't bad here. I think I get more out of Ogerpon.
Actually, let me think about this.
Looks like they're just gonna go for Tailwind. I do have Wide Guard here, which is pretty good. But if they just double into me, I just like lose. So I think what I want to do here is go for the Protect. Go for the Body Press. One shot the Roaring Moon, Protect.
It's not worth it.
You go for the Earth Power. Nice.
Oh, it's super not worth it.
They could take a KO here is the issue. Because it could just double into me. So I think what I do is I go into my Ogerpon and I try to follow me. Go Ogerpon Protect. They should just go for a double into the Calyrex. Did they just Sludge Bomb? Oh my god. Why would you ever do that? How does that make sense? Okay. Or at the very least I have Fake Out now and I can just Terra Ghost. That made no sense to me. Oh, I can't Terra Ghost. Ooh, you know what I could do here?
Gonna Dawn this turn?
Fake Out, Nasty Plot.
I got you.
And then Protect and I can win. Do they have Wide Guard is the question. That's the question.
Yes. Moxie boost.
Does that Protect and go Zama? Oh my god, you're kidding me. All right, if they don't have Wide Guard... Oh my god, I just lost off of that. You're kidding me. They don't care about this Calyrex at all, bro. All right, I'm forfeiting. I can't play low ladder for the life of me. Jody, do you have trouble on low ladder? You're gonna say yes to lie to me? Dog, I'd be making predictions that make sense to me, and then they just hit what's in front of them every single time.
Yeah. You just gotta play it at face value.
I hate best of one, man. How am I gonna qualify for Worlds and be 1100s?
I do too. I don't know.
Bro said, why would he Sludge Bomb into my Terra Grass restricted? It wasn't threatening anything. There was a Lunala and a Landorus and a very clearly Focus Sash Calyrex-Shadow. Keep in mind that Zamazenta literally can't touch either of them. It literally couldn't touch either of them for any significant damage, and he just attacked it anyways. Like, if I just attacked that turn, I won. Also, this guy's, like, not active. Why is everyone just, like, leaving, like, immediately? Alright, I guess I'll get another game. That guy's probably not coming back.
It's working. Yeah, I can get.
I forgot to grab another game.
Like I can red.
Wait, did he come back? No, he didn't come back.
That potion just. Potion.
All right, we're fine. All right, let me see.
I see. This is the thing, chat. Notice how like I'm winning this game. I'm about to win this game.
Something I'm noticing is actually pretty hard to
Still, like,
get Zamazenta to even get the Imprison off. I guess it's better when there's opposing Zamazentas, but it just never happens.
There is always room for.
Let me see. Could try to Nasty Plot. Like if I lead off like Calyrex and Tornadus here, it's not that bad. I could like Terraghost immediately burn that.
That helps me.
But the only thing is like that only works if they lead off like Flutter Mane Chi-Yu. If they lead off anything else, it actually becomes a lot more difficult to use. Like if they want to lead off with, thank you. If they want to lead off with like
I would use Mars at 5.
Flutter Mane Chi-Yu, then I would prefer to just lead off with like my Tornadus, right?
It's good when
But if they want to lead off with like these two, then I would prefer to lead off with what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with this. Gorilla Boom Sama. Okay, it's not like the worst lead ever. I can just double protect here. Double protect is fine.
The problem is I don't know which.
Honestly, low-key, if I get a single nasty plot off, I could win. It just depends if like it's like a weird item on the Miraidon, like Scarf.
Go for Crown Pokemon. Present.
I'm pretty sure you can't check speed stats with Calyrex-Shadow too. I'm pretty sure S1 always goes first. I might be making that up though.
Go for that though. Like walk. I should. I think I always lead guarantee. You should always lead guarantee in this fight.
That's a free nasty plot. And there's not much they can do about that.
And now I'm kind of.
And if they want to go into like Farigiraf and I like survive this, then I just get taunt.
Like here's a
Especially if they're specs. Because I think I live the double up with specs because of how fat this thing is. They would have to like Flare Blitz.
So that this is like would be a good Mars. Obviously I can't see.
Yeah, I should tank that.
But I think that was a good Mars. Yeah, I just burned thingy. Using Peacock,
Groudon.
they don't kind of in hand.
Parting shot, nice.
The other thing about
I'm hoping to see Farigiraf.
What
Hey, okay. Terraghost, Astral Barrage, go for the taunt. They're electric seeds, so this always works. Should always KO Groudon unless they're AV. And even if they aren't, even if they are, like I should be fine. Like I just click this for the rest of the game and Ogerpon goes down. Lives, taunt. Shadow Claw. That did nothing. Nice, okay. And I just get Astral Barrage follow me. And that should like 2-hit KO Incineroar, right? Shadow Claw is interesting.
Yeah.
AV Shadow Claw.
Look, if I can get Crown Pokeballs, I will literally. But that's just not realistic.
Can't afford to switch because if they're foul play, they could KO me. Actually, probably not from this range. Or not from this range. Now I think about it, because I'm -1 attack or -2 attack, and you're a ghost.
I really don't want to put my.
Oh, I crit it. Nice, good game. Yeah, they are foul play. Should just be game. GG, well played. Nice. Shadow Claw is interesting tech. That's really interesting tech. Also, my playlist just ran out. Start it again. All right. Let me see. Yeah, you can only speed check out the Calyrex with as one. Looks like no Trick Room option except for you. You could actually be really annoying.
We have to understand that I wanted to live in one. How I win.
Zamazenta is extremely good in this matchup, but I have to be really careful with you. I guess what I could do is go like Zamazenta Urshifu. Calyrex-Shadow in the back isn't bad, and then Rillaboom. Rillaboom is not bad.
Really? I think Ursi can swing
trying to think what I want to do here. I could Terra Stellar, and I think that I get it.
So, what Sterling said is actually correct. If I kept my...
Actually, what I think I'm going to do is just double into it.
Because then they would need red.
Yeah, doubling into it's not a bad idea, especially if I want to burn Terra Grass. Because if they're Scarf, they die. Yep. Gonna take a lot of damage from this, but it shouldn't be the end of the world. You just take out the Urshifu. I actually live, which is huge, so I can save that for later. We go into Solgaleo. Pretty sure this is just a KO, like on the Solgaleo, like every single time. And if they Trick Room, how bad is that? Not really that bad. They definitely brought the Zacian, right? Maybe just double the right slot. Because if I double the right slot... no, I don't want Trick Room to go up. Let's see if this KOs. I really don't think it does, but it should be fine. No, I'm actually much more threatened by Tyranitar, funny enough. I think Body Press Surging Strikes to do it. Oh, it might not do... Nah, Body Press is 24%, trust. Oh my god. Well, it's gonna die to sand, it'll be fine. Also, they didn't Trick Room. Nice. This thing does get Wide Guard, which could be kind of annoying, but I can just go Rillaboom here and Fake Out, and then try to endgame.
I have a video of... What is the other guy? Regulation, the new rule set for...
Go for Fake Out. I could also like Woodhammer Body Press if I really want to get crazy with it. Woodhammer Body Press would absolutely annihilate this thing. I don't want to risk him being... I don't want to risk him being Wide Guard, but low-key, we're at 1158. I don't think they would run Wide Guard. I think they're idiots. I get free Woodhammer Body Press. We should be fine. That's just always a KO, right? What's up, Kieran? How you doing? Oh, they protect. Okay, are you gonna Trick Room? They didn't Trick Room. But the play remains the same. Or actually, is it? Is it the same? Did I throw? Maybe I threw. I'm gonna just do the same play and see if I get lucky. Look, if they don't have Wide Guard, I just win. But even if they do have Wide Guard, they're Grassy Glide range, so it doesn't matter. I just go for Astral Barrage, Grassy Glide. They can't cover for both of those. And I'm Focus Sash, so... There's no way Glide does less than 7%, right? They do have Wide Guard. This should pick up, though. Nice. Good game. Astral Barrage, U-turn. You choose, Spider-Man. The Solgaleo you love. Or... I guess you didn't choose the Solgaleo. Alright, cool. Still one more game with this, then we'll switch Restricteds. Alright, we actually found another Man of Culture here. Another Man of Culture. Which means I can do the thing! That means I can do the thing! I'm doing the thing. Alright, I get to do the thing. I'm so excited. Alright, last Mon, Torn isn't bad. Yeah, Torn's good. I get to do the thing to win the matchup. Because I was just Astral Barrage twice in Wide Guard. Or Astral Barrage twice in, like, Imprison, right? I can also Protect Imprison. And that's not bad.
All it took was... That's enough.
What did you major in? Physics.
I love Gary. Yo, you guys, okay. This happened yesterday, too. Not real.
I don't think they would Trick Room here. I'm gonna Wide Guard and Nasty Plot.
I basically decided
I'm the GOAT. Actually, why would I not just attack? Wide Guard Astral Barrage. Okay, they did Trick Room, but what does that really get you? Like, realistically speaking, what does that do for you?
You're 100 points away. You already know what to.
It's Body Press Protect.
I'm afraid.
They know I'm gonna Wide Guard, right? They would actually. We're at 1040. I'm just gonna. Yeah, I'm just gonna Wide Guard. I'm just gonna Wide Guard. We're at 1040, dude. They don't know what that move is.
We are never opening up.
I mean, my ranking isn't great either. I'm 1138, but. Don't risk it, Jody. Don't open up your Twitter on stream. I would never do that. Yeah, like I said, they don't know what this move is. It's a made-up move to them. Solid 2 at KO. He also helping handed that. Like, why would you do that? Yeah, forfeit? Okay, that's fine. Like I said, dude, like at like 1000s, they don't know what any moves are. I feel like every successful VGC player did math in college. I mean, I did a decent amount of math. Physics is math. I have like Isaac Newton's Principia in the other room. I use it to flatten masa into tortillas. That's true, by the way. I do use Isaac Newton's Principia to flatten masa into tortillas. Yeah, Jody's streaming in the background. He's not a crazy person. He is a crazy person, but he's not like that crazy.
Also, they're all Japanese players.
All right. So, what's the next restricted we should use? What's the next restricted? Anyone have a recommendation?
Has to be way more. Thank you. I don't know why they don't. I'm like thinking about the code. Also, I'm playing so many fighting.
Pagos Zam? I don't want to play Pagos Zam. About to queue up my first VGC game ever. I played Smogon, rule sets, and watched you and Wolf content. Hey. Nice. Double bike time. Palkia would be funny. Lunala. Necrozma Dusk. I really like Necrozma Dusk.
Show me the money.
Calyrex-Ice equals Calyrex-Ice Miraidon. I guess we should do Calyrex-Ice Miraidon. I just feel like a lot of people wouldn't like that on YouTube, you know? They'd be like, oh, Calyrex Miraidon. Wow, you used Bolt Beam. Shut up. All right. All right, let's take a vote. 1, if you want Calyrex Miraidon. 2, if you want Calyrex Palkia. So 1 or 2.
It's fine. I think what happened.
How do you feel about Ho-Oh and Miraidon? I think that's like a really bad combo, to be honest. They don't cover for each other like at all. Like Ho-Oh switches in for like fairy moves, but then doesn't do anything else. Okay, it's overwhelmingly 2. Can you run both Necrozmas or do they count as the same? Rule of thumb, if they have the same name, they're the same Pokemon. So you can't run them. Alright. Looks like it's Palkia. Calyrex Palkia. How do I do this? I have Trick Room on both of these. Rain is pretty good here. I guess if I'm doing this. Ursaluna's not bad. To make sure I don't lose to Miraidon. Indeedee is quite good. Doesn't really not get Dragon Cheer.
Yeah, I'm not.
Doesn't get Dragon. Does anything get Dragon Cheer that's kind of cool here? Anything get Dragon Cheer that's like super duper cool? That would work.
I want you guys to know I was walking. We passed.
Lapras. Nothing really worth it gets Dragon Cheer, so that's gonna be kind of rough.
Ran through all their resources. But we saw there's like a bad bunny.
All right.
Oh. I think I won.
I think I do want to do crit Palkia though.
I'm gonna do this.
Maybe just do Life Orb though. Iron Jugulis? I could try Iron Jugulis and do like Tail Room.
Just so I don't get items.
Iron Jugulis isn't the worst. Just feel like we're getting too far into freak territory, you know?
So if you guys are wondering how to beat this, I understand.
Getting a little too far into the freak territory.
You keep what 2?
Yeah, I'm considering that, but
You basically want to control where your energy.
because like if I do this, was it gonna be like Indeedee, Hat,
With that Mark
Ursaluna?
They professor research twice. They poke it. So I just wanted to.
I think I don't do crit stuff. I think I keep it to fundamentals. Right? Torn is quite good here. So I can do Tail Room.
Basically, you want to keep your cards out of red. Cards out of.
I think I just do Indeedee Male, to be honest.
That's kind of what I'm doing.
Indeedee Male could be interesting. It does also get Trick Room. It's a Sashmon. It's its own expanding force user.
Your mon's out of red.
How fast do I need to be for certain benchmarks?
Basically, that's what you'll notice. I'm never going to.
I guess I want to outspeed Miraidon. So what's Miraidon at max speed? Like modest Miraidon, 252 is 187, so 188 divided by 2 is 94. I'd hit 94 speed for that.
And also, you win by clicking.
Go like 196. Get some bulk.
Things like. Understand like your.
All right.
This deck rewards.
Clear Amulet's not bad.
Now that I'm at
Protect, Trick Room.
I feel
Protect, Trick Room, Glacial
I
Lance.
would never have done that.
High Horsepower.
That's kind of just.
Terrifier. Do I want to go with Lustrous Orb?
Notice I have an energy.
Terra Dark's not bad for this. Kind of like Terra Dark, because I get Trick Room, I can't be taunted. Do you get any dark moves? Gets Fling. I think so. Trick Room, Spatial Rend, Hydro Pump, Earth Power. Maybe I don't want Protect. I think I do want Protect. I think I just do Hydro Pump and like I just miss my moves. I think I just accept that. I would like it if this thing could go crazy style. Fling Flame Orb? Oh my god, no. It does get Fling, but I'm not clicking that. Let's do Scarf Urshifu, and I'm actually gonna do Coaching. I can also do... No, because I want Sash on you, right? Sash. Psychic Surge. Expanding Force. Trick Room. Imprison, Protect.
You need red plus Gal.
Go Modest. Terra Psychic ain't bad.
Red plus Gal.
Telepathy. Flame Orb. Go with this. How fast do I want you to be? Because I have Tailwind, right? Like, I can get some value out of the Tailwind then. I don't need to be, like, completely Trick Room. I guess I could also do the Miraidon number, except this guy would be, like, 95.
They use their Cyrus.
You do that. That'd be interesting. Like, fast Ursaluna that, like, also operates under Trick Room.
That's true. I think you're right. It was energy to
Protect, Earthquake.
But I also think that if they red, no, because if they
Facade. Oh.
This wins. Like, this wins against Sabrina.
Terra Ghost.
Cyrus.
Actually, not Terra Ghost. Let's go Terra.
It was probably.
Terra Grass? No.
All the Gyarados players.
Could also just do Headlong Rush, right?
Okay, I swear, don't wake him up. Yeah.
Maybe I could just go Terra Ground for like max damage. That's not bad.
I need to add more.
Alright, let's do Surging Strikes,
I only have 5.
U-turn, coaching, and close combat. Go Adamant. D252. Steal that Tornadus from the previous team. That one's fine. I think I'm gonna test this again with Ogerpunk Cornerstone. To be honest, that'd be interesting. Kind of want a Life Orb, but I think Lustrous Orb is fine though. Could also do Covert Cloak or some interesting item. Room Service would be really interesting actually. Let's try Room Service. Because if I go 148, well, I don't know how fast I want to go, right? So, Room Service would mean I outspeed Calyrex, not Calyrex. If I go like 150, I outspeed Urshifu, like Sash Urshifu, right? And then if it's 150 divided by 1.5, I'm now 220. Oh, sorry. 150 divided by 1.5. That would cause me to be 100 base speed, so I underspeed everything I would want to underspeed now. That could be worth trying. But then I miss out on a lot of damage output. Now I'd have to do something like this. Maybe just hit like a bump. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the bump, 156. Seems a little too fast almost.
This is fine.
No taunt this go around. I should have taunt on something. I don't know if I'll really need it though with like all the imprisonment stuff. That would mean I would go like Sash or Shifu or like Mystic Water taunt, but I like coaching. I guess I could do Mystic Water coaching and like drop U-turn. I think I'll do that. But Scarf's so good though. Scarf's so good though. I'm gonna go Scarf. Because I can't run like coaching and taunt. You can do a video on the good restrictors now that you Reg I is announced. Yeah, I think I will, but I'm gonna wait a little bit. I want to like make sure that like I'm not like spouting BS like usual. Oops. Okay. Let's go this. We'll make it look fancy. All right. Yeah, outspeeding CSR with Scarf goes crazy. I'll go Terra Stellar again. Actually, I like a little bit of variety in my life. Let's go Terra Water. Now I'll go Terra Stellar. So, oh, I'm looking in the wrong spot. Terra Stellar. It's probably fine, right? Room Service is really interesting too. How much does this Hydro Pump do in rain to like Miraidon? That's like a big thing that helps me decide. I do almost one shot every single time with Spatial Rend, so that's really nice, especially since there's the crit chance.
It's still fine.
Terrestrial, Hydro Pump, Rain. It's like, yeah, okay, this should be fine. Yeah. Let's test this out. This is a really interesting team. Like, it's definitely not like the coolest team, or it's a really cool team, right? But it's definitely not like the most sound team I've ever made. This is me more going in like the weird direction. What's up, Orange Steve? Okay, well, this is certainly the matchup I needed to try. Getting a Trick Room up with Indeedee would be really crazy here, actually. Because I could just like protect and then Trick Room with Indeedee. They can't fake out or anything. Let's do that. And then Calyrex and Palkia. They would have to double the Indeedee, and I don't think they would. I think that they're cowards. I think they're cowards and frauds. How many of my mons have Protect to make sure I can Earthquake next to them? 1, 2,
I'm gonna
3,
play
4.
Calyrex
Okay.
and have that one card.
I have immunities too.
I'm down to say that they have to
Should
have
be
one
interesting.
card there. It's fine.
Cornerstone could be cool on your opponent's
We're
team.
allowed to lose games.
They definitely just, I mean, they literally just made Arubega, but they swapped out the Farigiraf for friggin' Calyrex. It's so funny.
Playlist. It's just a light song. I wish I'll make a playlist for stream.
I'm gonna double protect here and scout.
Next time you're here, ask me. I can't. It's just my like.
Scouting is definitely a good idea. Alright, no swap's great. Ivy Cudgel.
Like it didn't like it's still 9 games.
I should be faster than them is the funny thing. So what I could do here is just expanding force or earthquake. I'm gonna do this. This is gonna be kind of crazy. I might be the GOAT if I do this. This is probably really stupid actually, but I'm gonna do it anyways.
What did you use for most of the climb? Honestly,
How much is this doing? Come on, does it KO? It doesn't KO. I'm a fraud. I'm a fraud. It doesn't KO.
From early, I climbed with Darkrai Guarantino.
I definitely just lose now. Well, maybe. Probably. Yeah, they just go Miraidon. My Glacial Lance is definitely faster. I could like Glacial Lance Protect, but they're probably just gonna Volt Switch. So maybe my play is live the hit. Try to KO. I could like Trick Room with this guy and try to Spatial Ren KO. And if that works out, I just win. Because they might just Volt Switch. If they like Draco Meteor, though, that also makes sense. But I should like live Volt Switch, I think, with both my guys because of how fat they are.
What's your win rate? It's right now like sub 60. Iconic.
Oh my god, I actually just lived that, but I'm just gonna get Encored.
I will not lie to you. I hit like
I just get Encored now.
a hit a big. I was like, it sucks.
I definitely am just about to get Encored, but in case I don't, this is technically the play. Yeah, there it is. GG's. Alright. In case I didn't get Encored, that was technically the play.
I don't lose to it.
Alright, we're once again facing like Arubega type stuff.
They keep their hand on Mars and Rock. Let's see how they attack.
Let me think. Let me think.
You hear these 4 decks?
You want to do this?
I
could try to Trick Room on them. I don't have Follow Me anywhere on this team. That could be a really big throw. Corner still might not be a bad idea, but I like the Ursaluna is the issue. Because like Ursaluna is really strong into these guys. I mean, if I lead with my Torn and my Ursa, it shouldn't be that bad. And I bring like Indeedee. And then just Cali-Ice and try to go with that. Probably no Trick Room or anything. They're just Tailwind and Protect here. Actually, I could just Tailwind and Terra Ground Earthquake, and that actually isn't a bad play. I'm doing it. I'm a freak.
It was based on what I was playing, yes. I chose my decks based on what I was playing.
Am I not supposed to be faster than you? Wait, why am I 190? Oh, that's for Timid. He's timid, dang it.
Oh, hello, how are you? What were you?
Who's Timid Miraidon?
Because I have a lot of thoughts.
And he's Sash too. I'm totally just gonna drop. Ah, not quite.
This tells me that I'm done here.
Let's go for Glacial Lance and go back into Indeedee.
What are you getting?
To avoid Aqua Jet. There it is, nice. I get another Glacial Lance, and here what I can do is actually Trick Room on them.
But here it is fine. Get to attack. No,
Do I want to Trick Room? I guess I just want Expanding Force. Like, they don't have any... They literally have no switch-ins to this.
I think that this deck requires thought.
Glacial Lance Expand... Because that also catches, like, Whimsicott and stuff.
I'll show it to you next time around. What made you succeed on your Charizard run? Everyone was playing guaranteed. Bad. So that gave me a lot of turns. I basically just abused the fact that
Miraidon. Could try to Trick Room here. It's pretty risky. I'm gonna try it. I think if I go on the offensive, I just lose is the issue. Well, actually, I do get the KO on the Urshifu for sure is the thing. I go Ursaluna here. Keep my Calyrex healthy. But if I like Aqua Jet and double me, I lose.
Okay. I'm gonna Giants KP because that's gonna be my. I attack. Yeah, I just win.
They haven't terrored yet. Yeah, I kind of have to do this.
Although I see the.
Could also try to Trick Room.
Yeah, they'd have to hard. They don't hard retreat.
I'm gonna Glacial Lance Trick Room like a goat. Like a goat.
They would have to hard retreat. I would still die.
Okay, I won.
But yeah, what made me succeed in my
I won.
Run was everyone was playing.
Nice.
It's so good.
Why don't you have the April Fool's update? I haven't refreshed yet, and I don't wanna because I wanna like stream normally.
Okay, yeah, this is the only way.
Seems like a pretty bad matchup. I don't have a way of hitting Zamazenta really other than the Ursaluna. If they wide guard, I don't get to do that. Coaching with Cali doesn't seem bad.
I realized that was kind of doomed.
Tailwind's really good into them.
I guess I didn't.
The only thing is like Palkia doesn't get much out of that. I guess I could like lead off Tornadus. Tornadus Urshifu's not terrible. Especially if I want to do like Indeedee and then like last him on Palkia. It's gonna be so weird bringing Palkia over anything else, but like unironically that's like better than anything I have right now.
I kept losing. Like the deck was good.
It's just Tailwind and KO Urshifu.
I was actually using. I went on a 3-win with Zard before.
Oh, I didn't get it. All right, that might be bad. Get Spatial Rend. They're probably just gonna Sucker Punch is the thing. So I'm gonna Spatial Rend here. I can also Terra Water, but I don't want to do that just yet because of, you know, this guy. Go Indeedee on the Sucker. Yep. Not quite a KO. They do Body Press, but I do just get Expanding Force now. I could also Trick Room if I want to get really crazy with it, but I definitely just think I go for the KO.
I was like, oh, this is at 178. I see a cape.
All right, I'm out. I lose that. Kind of I don't know how much I like this duo, to be honest. I get Palkia is like pretty cool, but it just feels like it struggles into so much. I think Palkia Kyogre might be a little stronger. Even Palkia Groudon would be a little stronger than this because you can go like Flamethrower. It's just Arubega, but they dropped Whimsicott for Kyogre. Not much of a change.
This is not the only deck I've played.
I can actually go Tornadus and Ursaluna here. And I'm going to go ahead and bring Palkia and Calyrex in the back. Actually, Palkia and Indeedee's a little better. I don't even bring the Calyrex. It's so weird every game I don't bring... I should bring Calyrex. Calyrex is so broken. Calyrex is so broken. I need to bring it.
Basically, the deck had 0 matchup. I was tired of... Like, my win rate... I was climbing.
Let's do this.
But, like, I didn't run... Like I know how to fix good aggro fast.
No Ursaluna in this game.
So what do you mean by aggro?
Yeah, because I can just imprison here.
Because like I can recommend you
and go Cali.
To like zoom through with, but like if you're looking for.
Yeah, imprison go Cali is not bad.
If you're looking for like a deck to. Like give me your thought, because like is different. I think the actually Weavile Darkrai. Play Weavile Darkrai. If you want to go Turbo Zoom.
Can also imprison Tailwind, and that actually might be smarter. And I just sack the Tornadus. I think I do that. I can just take the Tornadus. I don't care. All right. Not that bad. I do have Expanding Force, High Horsepower. I don't know how much that would do. Can also just try.
What about Beedrill? Senjo, thank you for. Oh, I wouldn't consider Beedrill a fast stack. I think Beedrill Meowscarada.
This duo might suck. This team might suck, guys. This team might be the worst. I'm gonna Terra Water. I need this KO. I know it makes me worse than a Miraidon, but I need this KO.
Because that means that we get to charge.
This is not KOing. You just heavy slam me? Hello?
It's true. Is Darkrai your top?
Hydro Pump Go Cali's not bad.
I personally didn't.
Because if they go into Miraidon, I have a pin.
I'm
Especially if they're modest. I think I Hydro Pump Go Cali. It's strong. It has 5 strong bongs and a Palkia.
Alright, this is like kind of the perfect situation.
Oh, you're kidding me, bro.
Because this is gonna take too long to sell.
You're kidding me, bro. Alright,
Golden Pokeball! Give me the Golden Pokeball!
I'm gonna Trick Room High Horsepower. But I definitely just die to Foul Play if they have it.
Arceus is pretty fast. I mean, that's like a ramp deck. If you win, take his rares, because we need that. I agree. Able to take.
Protect Glacial, hope to dodge. Yeah, I'm getting owned with this team. It's just not the play. Maybe I can get away with this. They reverse the Trick Room. I am faster than the whole team. They might have screwed up here. If I get this double protect. If I get this double protect, I could win. Because Glacial is to 57%. Because they're just going to fake out. I fail the double protect. I'm just getting Hyper Voiced and die now. Yeah, good game. Let's get one more with this team. I'm going to say I'm not a fan of this duo. I don't think that Palkia Calyrex is all that. I think Palkia is definitely like... The way to describe like how I feel about Palkia is that like it's one of those Pokemon that you want to believe has higher potential in this format, and then you realize that you should really just be running like 2 broken restricteds. Like why run Palkia when you can run Kyogre? That sort of thing. But like it's important that I at least check it out, otherwise people will complain.
It's just like doesn't have anything.
Calyrex does not like this matchup. Palkia does not either. The whole team is very hostile. I could actually get away with like coaching Calyrex here though. And like Indeedee. I think we're just bring Palkia. Tornadus doesn't look great either. Yeah.
I think I'm supposed to. I think we have to attack. And I can force them to leave.
They might be Meteor Beam is the issue with this.
I'm gonna burn a red. For
I'm gonna Trick Room on like Wide Guard. The issue is both these guys could have trick. Both these guys have like Meteor Beam, and I don't like that.
I'm trying to force them to just attack with it. Burn your energy, attack, use red.
Yeah, there it is.
Use red and just. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling this duo, guys. I can't lie. It might be one of the worst duos ever, actually. Might be actual garbage.
led you over the other fast decks.
Can I crit this?
Win rate.
No
win
crit.
Rate with this deck is insane. Right?
Hey, got him.
I can play Charizard.
Got him.
Fast deck, right? And I'll just do win loss, win loss. Poop. Or
Ooh,
I can just play a good deck.
I think I still lose, Loki.
That is the thought.
Totally still lose.
I could take forever, or I can just play a really good deck. Is this one better than for rank? Yes. So here's why. Guaranteed a Darkrai.
I love this. No, I don't.
My other thought is Psychic Energy. It's so.
We have Expanding Force here. That's not gonna save me. I probably have to close combat you though. All right, I'm gonna say it. This duo sucks, but I needed to use it. Otherwise, you guys would get mad. All right, so I think we're gonna call it there. It was nice just trying out a couple of teams. I'm definitely more on the side of Zamazenta Calyrex. If I had to run Calyrex-Ice next to anything, Miraidon definitely seems to be the #1 duo, and Kyogre probably #2. I think that like Zamazenta is very, well, not Zamazenta. I think Calyrex-Ice actually looks super good, but don't even try Palkia. Don't even try. I'm gonna throw that out there. So yeah, thank you all for watching. If you guys are watching on Twitch, we're gonna actually send you over to one of our friends. If you guys are watching on YouTube, make sure you leave a like in the stream, and I'll see you guys in the next one. On Twitch, hang around for a second, and we'll